Alright, so today is March 12th, 2020, and I haven't done a vlog in a long time, so I thought it was beyond time to do one, and what a time to do one. Right now, the world is under a is under a battle against coronavirus. Like, the whole world is dealing with coronavirus, and that is becoming the thing of the moment right now. And I think it's so unique and special to understand and realize the significance of the coronavirus. Like, I'm not saying, like, definitely it's sad, people are dying, it's fucked up, right? But at the same time, nature is kind of having its say about humanity, you know? We are not these benevolent beings of this planet like we like to think we are, you know, because of our intellect and our complicated systems of living and whatever, right? But we are not. We are susceptible to the smallest, like, literally, viruses are like microscopic, and yet they can bring our society to its knees, and that's kind of that's kind of what's happening right now. Like, coronavirus has been the number one trending topic for 2+ weeks. Like, this shit is real. This shit is real, and it's like, it's really trivializing every other aspect of life, like working, being social, like all that shit. People are canceling events, like multiple events have been canceled. Travel has been affected, like people are not traveling. Like, it has halted our society in a way that we definitely weren't expecting, and we definitely didn't think was going to happen. But it's happening, and it's real, and it's fascinating to me. Like, you know, I am a person who is very observant and very, like, intuitive too. Like, that's why I'm like, nature is trying to tell us something. Like, nature is providing this virus that is like bringing us to our knees to make us see what really matters, right? Like, people literally need to stay home. Like, literally, at bare minimum, just staying home and not participating in society, like, at large, you know. Like, that is a big part of not spreading this. And if we could just figure that out, like, and accept that, I think if we can accept that in this moment, it's gonna fundamentally change the way that we see our society, right? Because right now, capitalism is the center of our society, and capitalism is not real. Like, it's not an organic, living thing. Even though it has rights, or it says it has rights, I don't believe that it has rights, you know. But everything is happening right now for a reason. Like, everything is even Trump. Like, I say that Trump, like, America deserves Trump, honestly. Like, as much as I hate Trump, you know, I do, but I hate what he represents, and he's represented what white supremacy is for the vast majority of society, right? So most of us are very apathetic to this. Like, okay, Trump is bad. Yeah, I get Trump is bad, but society is bad. Like, society at large is bad. And yet you want me to, like, center or focus all my, you know, all my hate or all my frustration with Trump. And Trump is just a manifestation of what I've always known, well, what people like me have always known. So sorry. And now Trump is in charge of this coronavirus, and he's fucking up. Like, he's fucking up. Like, this shit is gonna be bad. Like, this is the beginning stages. And it's very unique to be aware at these beginning stages. Like, right now, even now, I'm like, I need to go to the store. I need to stock up on shit, because I don't want to leave the fucking house. I don't want to leave the fucking house. I don't want to go anywhere. I know that's very privileged to say. Like, it is, and That's why I'm saying this coronavirus is like, it does not give a fuck about our societal norms. It does not give a fuck about capitalism. It does not give a fuck. And it's like, it's a mirror for what is wrong with our society. Like, that people can't stay home and take off work. People are homeless. People are homeless on the streets. They are the most vulnerable, and yet we don't value them enough to have something in place to keep these people, like, safe, you know? So everything is just like being relentlessly exposed right now. And I hope that we all collectively, since we're all being collectively affected, that we all collectively become aware of, like, how this is infectious, not just because of the virus, but this is our society and how our society is built. How it's not built for fucking organic shit like viruses. Like, it's not human. You know, capitalism is an ideal that some people created in order to be rich. And that is what it is. It's not organic. It's not real. It's not alive, you know? We are alive. This planet is alive. Like, we need to really refocus, recenter our politics on environmental justice, being sustainable. Like, we really need to, yeah, there's a lot to say there. But coronavirus has definitely opened, I'm hoping, is opening people's eyes. Like, even in our election right now, like, we got Biden, we got Bernie, and honestly, like, Bernie, the ideals that Bernie pushes is like, it would move our society, and I think that's what's most important, right? I don't care about Bernie Sanders, the man. Honestly, I don't think he's gonna live that long. You know, like, it's not about him, but it's about the ideals that push our society along, like, push our society to evolve and move on. And right now, we are seeing that fucking universal health care, like, that is crucial. Universal housing, like, that is crucial to fucking pandemics and shit. That is organic and living just like us, you know? Like, we need to live more in tune and in harmony with the world around us, instead of this, you know, this fictitious world based upon, you know, predictability and consuming and exploiting and all that bullshit, right? Just all that bullshit. So yeah, I think right now is, what's today? I said March 12th, 2020. Like, 2020, the year has already been so, like, bam, 2020, I'm here, things are changing. Like, whether you're ready or not, whether you like it or not. And even to not everyone's benefit, because, like, me as a progressive, seeing Biden kind of be the front runner, like, kind of being the person that is, like, it's very crushing to me, because Biden does not represent any fundamental change or any, like, real vision for the future that I need, you know, the future that I'm looking forward to, because I'm 31 and I want to have kids and I want to thrive. Like, he is not helping or not providing anything for that. He's, if all, you know, underneath everything, I feel like he's more so just propping the system at large. And I get people don't like Trump. I get that. Like, I get that, right? I don't like him either. I get that. But it's so much bigger than Trump. Like, Trump is just a symptom. Biden is the symptom. That's why we need, like, fundamental root change. And if Bernie Sanders is not your guy, I get that. Because, yes, he's an old white man. I get that. Like, I get that. But it's not about him. It's about the fucking progressive platform. I think that's something that all of our factions can kind of get with, right? We all have our individual fights. Black people, Black Americans, we have our individual fight, and I definitely honor and respect our fight within this American society. Definitely so. But I also understand that it's going to depend on a coalition of folks who are in solidarity with each other, who understand each other's plights, who respect each other's place and who can come together to fundamentally shift the way we see each other and we do politics, right? Because I get it, like, black people, we have our own agenda, but I feel like everyone has their own agenda, and I get that, because we're all fighting against this capitalistic system that disenfranchises us. Like, I get that, right? That's our solidarity. That's where I'm here with you at. And where we differ is just what we feel like we need. And that's respectable too. That's respectable too. And I think if we could just get to a base of respecting that about each other, respecting that about our different factions, respecting that across the progressive left, like, that could be the base, you know, for which we can grow upon. Because I do, like, I get that people don't fundamentally, like, see my fight as the fight of the century, but at the same time, I don't see their fight as the fight of the century. So I get that, you know? I get that we don't have that, but we all are collectively fighting this capitalistic white supremacist system. And I think that there's enough, you know, there's definitely enough in each of our histories and each of our cultures to really value and respect. And I just think that if we could do that, we could get to that phase. Like, maybe we could take on the establishment. Maybe we could do that, but I don't know if we're there yet. But anyway, shit, I'm just kind of going off here. But yeah, that's kind of just where I'm thinking, like, in the coronavirus, to tie it all back, like, the coronavirus is the great equalizer, leveler, because we're all stopped in our tracks. No matter where the fuck you fall into the economic, socio-economic system, we're all stopped in our tracks because of this shit. And so it's affecting us all. And I really wish we would take this moment to, like, collectively acknowledge that we're all in this shit together. You know, and so we collectively have this power together. Like, that is just, man. And I get, you know, we're so fucking, like, distracted by our jobs. We're so distracted by our stress. We're so distracted by, you know, all these other things that are outside of us, and not really engaged or in tune with what is, like, sacred and real for all of us in the planet. Like, yeah. But anyway, that's kind of just where it is, and I just had some thoughts on it, so I'm glad I was able to share it. I'm glad you were able to listen, and I just want to leave you with the empowerment that you are a part of something way bigger than yourself, and however you tap into that is how you tap into that. But just know that there are you are in solidarity with a lot of people who are tapping into that for their respective differences, you know, causes and shit. But that's where we need to, you know, be solid on. That's where we need to respect each other, and that's kind of where we need to begin.